I feel like it made me feel bad that I even did it. Yeah, I should have just continued on being cold and hungry like I had been doing way before I knocked on women's door. Also, you need to be strong too for some people. And like for me, it was hard for me to shake that shit. Okay. And almost you be losing it all. And
so what
but
was
losing yourself. But me seeing people stand there 30 years later on the same block and the same cats I used to get down with, I don't like seeing that. And I don't think, and I feel like you just didn't, you wasn't trying to have enough willpower about, you know what I mean? Because my whole run, and I relapsed one time, but that crazy run that looked crazy was from 85 to 89.
4 years.
It looked like 30 years.
It did.
To me.
It did.
Okay, but really that was small and I was young.
So tell us about that a little bit. What drug was that?
That was cocaine. That was
So were we talking crack cocaine?
Yes.
Is there a difference?
Crack is rock. Powder is mainly people do nose, but crack is they rock it up with make it hard where you could put it on the private citizen. I'm making it sound good. It's terrible.
It is terrible, but you know, people are still doing crack. Just like you said, it's still going on now. And a lot of new
It's really a foolish thing, too.
Well, a lot of new people don't know about the crack era of the 80s. Tell us about the crack era a little bit more and how you got wrapped into it yourself.
Okay. Well, I told you, it started me and a friend going in on a 20. They was, really was 25. They was giving it for 20. And did it that time and it was nothing. I would say that's 85. Okay, and now 86. The whole time, mind you, Nico, this is, okay, let me kind of describe.
And kind of
this is a thing that's everywhere.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so this is not like, I've heard around heroin my whole life and never had even seen it at that point. But I'd heard about heroin my whole life.
Okay.
Had family members who used it and I knew it was terrible. Okay. Never had even seen it. This stuff I'm seeing everywhere I go. Okay, every house I go in. But this is before that. I'm in rooms and I just remember, man, pulling my sack out. And you already knew, they said don't get high on your own supply. But I wasn't even having bras in there. I was really gonna try to get this money, you know? And so just start using. And then I remember this. Like I told you, the first time it didn't do that. It took a whole year later. Now this is about 86. I'm using. Then I get money. I start noticing that the money was getting less. And then, because I would keep money in. Most niggas would spend all their money. Them is the niggas that really blew up. The ones that would put every chip back in every time they go back. And would do it again. Well, me, I always wanted to keep some cash. When that's your money anyway, nigga, you in the damn dope game now. That's all your money. But I wouldn't do that. But anyway, start seeing the money getting less and less, and then I just having nothing but drugs. And then, so this all happened real fast because let's say this is how it happened. Let's say you got $500 worth. One time I don't know what I was going through, but I just said, I'm going to stay in the room. I had a motel room, and I'm going to just get high. And that was like 3 days. And the next thing you know, this is when I learned. That time when I ran out, no, that was the only time I ran out. Now I have none.
Okay.
Also, your credit run out too, because it will be a nigga to say, man, well, here, you know, I'll give you this chunk, you just give it back, nigga. You know, or something like that. They seeing you ain't giving it back right, really. And they seeing you ain't doing it. You real fast, you start, if you start liking the drug more than you like the money. Well, I won't say that. the drug is real addictive. And it's something that happened real quick. But I sat up and got high on a lot of it at one time. Okay. Like I told you, my last 500 count. So I think that took like 3 days. That's sitting up doing something too motherfucking long. And that's what I did. And just that one, from then on, could never sit up again and do 3 days. Because you're never going to get that much again. You know, unless you're getting somebody or something like that. But because that was your flip. You done smoked that up. You know what I mean? And at that time, if I could remember, once I went from the half ounce down to 50-cent half quarters, you getting half 16ths, and now you scrapping, and you also still trying to smoke like you was the first 2 months. All that's changed, and it'll never be the same again. You'll never smoke the way you wanted to when you had a bunch, nigga, because now you like this shit, and you not stopping, nigga. You're not gonna have a bunch no more, you know, unless you do something, you know, and niggas do some get work from niggas, and these niggas want to kill you, you know what I mean? You done smoked up a 1/4 ounce, and you get a bad name real quick if you go from a dealer to a smoker, because now you done went to your niggas, and they treated smokers a certain way. It was straight genocide, man. You done went at them thinking you still grinding, nigga. But you've been getting down the last few. They didn't know that though. Your money ain't. You know you've been making promises, nigga. And boy, you actually changed from one side, Nico, to the side. Even I didn't want to be on that side. I was told you I was trying to go on this side. Right. I didn't last 3 months. I was on the bad side. So they say both sides is bad.
Both sides is bad.
But we
one
thought,
is looked down on it by the other.
This one is the one you don't want to be. Stinker hated me, man. He used to, my cousins hate my cousin Kev and them. I would see Kev in Oak Park, man. You know, I seen Kev a lot. That nigga, man, just look at that nigga like, man, he hated it. Boy, shame on you, boy. But Sting, he didn't even want to acknowledge niggas as brothers, no, you know what I mean? He ain't trying to run into you. He ain't want you coming anywhere he was at, and I was all around all of, you know what I mean? He don't want me coming around at all.
How did you feel at that time?
It's the worst. I've had depressions, being smoked out. And man, it's the worst, man.
At that time, okay, so I was young, of course, but the way we look at, or outside people look at smokers, we kind of look at them as like they don't care about nothing but the drug. They don't care about nothing but the drug. They just let themselves completely go. So we look at y'all like y'all don't care.
I know.
Do y'all care?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. We're actually hurting ourselves. It gets more into hurting yourself. And you have to just, it's kind of like jail too. You just have to say, man, you know, it's all, you know, you done fucked up so much. You just, everything you do is just fuck up. And you're just going down a little notch every time you look at your people and you just, oh my God. Yeah, they care. But I do believe, and I believe it's people went beyond that. And I believe I even went beyond that, even with the years that I did total. It's people did like 30 and 40 years, and I told you I go to the same blocks, and they still on the same people I even used with at times. And now that's where it goes really into just really being selfish and not caring. Yeah, man, you're going to cry out for your people many times when you're on, if you really do love them and you just caught up in something. Man, it's going to be many crying nights. That you let them down. You let them.
Yeah, over and over again.
You let something overtake you
Can you understand?
And believe me, it's no pleasure in it. It was only pleasure in the very, very beginning. All that other stuff, I know people think, oh God, they take pleasure and God, he's running to go do it. None of that part is pleasure at all. I could tell you firsthand. It's not a pleasing thing, stealing from your folks.
So can you explain?
Not cleaning the same way you accustomed to because you don't got the facilities and you're not welcome nowhere. It's just a big blight.
Can you explain the hold that that drug has on you at that time when everything, nothing, you wouldn't eat sometimes? I don't know where you slept sometimes. I'm sure mom wanted you to be home sometimes.
I think it stems.
You had places to go sometimes, and you still chose.
I think it stems from. Well, I think mine stemmed from other things that I thought at that time hurt me. Okay?
Yeah.
And the way I always did that was to hurt myself. And cocaine, what better way? So once it went there, first it was like, you deserve this. But even a crackhead feels like, my God, you know, what have I done to deserve this?
Right.
You really, and people say, well, you can just walk away from, you just, you know, go out of town. Or jail helped a lot of niggas, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Helped a lot of people come home and stay clean. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't quit in jail though. I wanted to quit on the street. I quit moving from Oak Park to Rancho. That's it. But I immediately went right back into selling again. So still in the genocide. You're never going to prosper when you got a hand in that.
Ooh.
So I didn't have a chance and caught 3 dope cases right after that. So just real dumb, Nico. Once again, hurting myself again. Not being a user, I hurt myself a lot. Because they show you the consequences the first time that they got your ass. And you know how it felt when you missed your mom and all that. Then when you cried in your cell, nigga.
Oh, that's another thing. Oh, I'm so glad
you brave enough to do this again,
yeah.
and it's gonna be 3 times longer the next time they tell you.
Yes,
how about that?
Yes.
And niggas, we taking chances. We always gambling, man. And you know, thinking it still looked like a lot of money. But the ones that even the higher ups, they start getting on cocaine. Cocaine is just, I believe that America's like the biggest dope dealer. They want to blame. They go over there, they take their stuff, and they kill them over it, and they bring it over here, and they say they're bringing it. They've been doing that for years. And what they brought, Nico, I'm telling you, it wasn't many, and this is women too. But not the old heads. No. It got a few of them, and it'd be terrible to see, Nico.
That was rare, though, huh?
But the old heads, like mom and dad, but I didn't get a few. I did. Okay. But the old head dad, you would never. He didn't even like weed. Boy, he just thought that damn cocaine destroyed his kids.
Yeah.
And, you know, Stinker never was really involved, but he was. But to see that happen to your kids, we were still, and I know people say you're 20, you're grown and all that, but to your parents, you still little young kids that don't know shit, and you seeing them suck, but then when you see the whole block sucked in too, that gay mom and dad, they say, well, damn, maybe it ain't just one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it ain't just them.
No.
Oh no, it ain't just them. It was a whole genocide.
Save a lot of people because respect was big, and our parents specifically hated when you made them, when you embarrassed them. Okay.
Oh my God.
And as a kid, I never understood what mom was saying. You always embarrassing me, and mom, you wasn't even around. But that's not what she's saying. I raised you better, so it don't matter if I'm around or not. if I hear you done said something stupid or did something stupid, and it always had to be in front of her mom or one of her sisters, if I did something disrespectful or stupid or inappropriate in front of them, and it got back to her, I embarrassed her.
She gonna hit you
big
publicly.
On that.
Yeah,
way publicly.
Yeah, she gonna go to and call you what the fuck, you know.
Oh my God, publicly embarrass you is what she gonna do. So to know one of her kids is in the shape that you were
well,
in.
Nico, and walking around, you might even run into your auntie or something, Nico. And let me see which one I did right here. Well, I told you I went to Wilma's door.
Well, you told me about Maddie.
And I told you, Maddie said
you didn't say it for the camera,
stay.
though. I know. You could tell that story again because we didn't get that.
Is it off camera now?
We're on camera.
We're on camera, okay. Yeah, I had to go, y'all. I went to our auntie's house, and me and her were just talking about pride and shame, and
that's so big.
And
pride and shame.
I had got cold and hungry, man, living abandoned houses, and just it was terrible, right? But man, I went to my auntie, man, you know, and she said, yeah, you can stay tonight in the this is Winnie, and you can stay in the living room. She didn't say that. She said you could stay. She meant the night. And she let me do that a few nights, and I didn't, never. I'm trying to get in and trying to move in. No, never did. So it was just real, it was perfect. But it was shame, man. You know, these are my queens, and they hold you to a standard, you know, and they don't want no excuses, and drugs is an excuse to people.
That's so big.
You know, and
did you expect something different from Wilma?
Oh yes, I thought she was well, I was really, really bad. I was man, I feel like it made me feel bad that I even did it. Yeah, I should have just continued on being cold and hungry like I had been doing way before I knocked on woman's door. You know what I'm saying? But I guess that night must have just been terrible. You know, you'd be on a 3-day run or something. And so...
So tell me, can you describe it a little bit? Because I do kind of remember the story now, but give me the night.
Shit, I remember coming out to Visha, man, and just thought about, I think I was standing over there by where Maddie lived, really, and I believe I had been going, because you just up going to house at this time anyway, and you don't have no spot. But most of the places you usually stay in the night anyway. There's some nightlife shit. You know, this is all night type shit that we're doing. You know, and so so I had to been real tired that night. And anyway, I went to Winnie. I looked from by the soccer field, I remember. Because Maddie's was right there. I said, wait a minute. No. I ain't going to Maddie's. And I walked her down there. It was cold. It had to be late, too. You don't go to people's house late. I don't think it had to be, because I remember I didn't want nobody to see. I just wanted to see women. I believe. Matter of fact, Dee Dee was down that time. She coming in, and I don't want her to. We gonna get a welcome like this. But anyway, Dee Dee was so sweet, man. Man,
Dee Dee was down.
But Winnie, man, got me some food and made me a spot over there. Gave me a t-shirt and to go take a shower and stuff. Went and laid down over there, and I believe Dee Dee was tired too. But I did come. I don't know what made me do that, man. I was crying out. It had to be about 1 in the morning, though. Why, you know. But man, she understood. They knew already.
At 1 in the morning.
They knew already, you know, and so she understood, because I never asked nobody or went and asked for nothing, you know. That's the first time I did. And then on Auntie Maddie, though, I was around there. She just had been seeing me all through the Visha, man. Maddie was seeing me, right? Because I'm right outside her And Herb and Leah that just died was right on the end for Maddie. So Maddie was seeing me. I forgot I did see her. And didn't even ask her. I went over there. Maddie used to give me the pepperoni out the freezer. Wash your hands, boy. Get on there. I'm making you. She let me get the real pepperoni with the pepper on top like ham.
Ooh, okay.
She let you cut big old hunks, make me sandwich. I leave. One day I came to do that.
Damn.
I came to do that, man, and she said, boy, man, boy, you need to get she was always just right on,
Oh,
she
man,
knew I was
just
bad.
keep it real.
Your ass run around there. And she said, but you know what, I'm going to let you stay. You go clean your ass up. And I stayed in Maddie's for, I stayed in Maddie's. Wasn't long, but it seemed long.
A few days?
But 4 days, something like that.
That's something.
But she's telling me, go on and eat the way you want to eat, like fatten me up, and
Right.
I guess she knew I wasn't going to stay long, and I wasn't going to overstay, but I could have stayed more. Mm-hmm. But
wow.
instead of sitting on it, I was too close to that, you know what I mean? I'm right in the Visha.
Ooh.
I'm right there. Had I been relocated to a whole nother where you cut off, then you have to quit.
Right.
Gained a little weight, but I went on back around the corner and shit. But yeah, my aunties, man, you come at them with something, and they know it's real. We all look out for each other, man. We do.